Protein is fake, part 2. If you don't believe me, maybe you'll believe a doctor.
I've never in my professional career seen a protein deficiency.
Alright, so is protein fake? Part 2. Well, first there's a difference between a protein deficiency and protein adequacy. If we're trying to put on muscle, we do need to consume adequate protein. With that being said, it does appear like we can maintain muscle. With that being said, the requirements for protein are not necessarily for gaining muscle. They are for avoiding deficiencies. And this is not a muscular deficiency. Instead, it is a deficiency of other things that protein is utilized for. These include the creation of hormones and neurotransmitters, and proteins inside of our blood that carry oxygen, and some of these hormones and neurotransmitters around the body, such as albumin. And yes, the recommended daily intake for protein is quite low, and a lot of people are actually fighting to get it raised. And it's very hard to have a protein deficiency in your blood. However, if we don't have enough protein, we may have a deficiency in certain neurotransmitters and hormones, and we certainly will develop low muscle mass. With that being said, she cites a documentary, and this is actually a vegan documentary, and many of the claims made in the documentary are specifically used to make you fear eating animal products, and a lot of them have been debunked and are false. And this doctor is not incorrect. Protein deficiencies are quite rare, but this is a deficiency in blood protein. And again, this is not the same as protein intake for the sake of muscle maintenance or muscle growth. We have a daily protein turnover, meaning that if we do not consume any protein whatsoever, we will continuously lose muscle mass. Among other reasons, this is why we cannot prolong fast forever. You can take all of the micronutrients and minerals in the world, but if you do not consume protein and specific fatty acids, you would not survive prolonged fasting just on nutrients and minerals.
The funny thing about protein is most Americans get about twice the amount they need. Most Americans get less than half the amount of fiber they need.
Alright, this one I take exception to because fiber is not an essential nutrient. We don't need a single gram of fiber on a daily basis, meaning we do not need 30 grams of fiber every single day. Rather, it's a recommendation. However, there are specific amino acids inside of protein that are essential, meaning our body cannot function without them, but we also cannot create them, so we must consume them in food. The reason why a lot of people increase their protein intake is not because they think they have to. It's because 1, they enjoy eating foods that are rich in protein. 2, protein is extremely satiating. 3, an increased protein intake can help increase metabolism because it actually takes calories to digest protein. And this thermic effect of food, which is the process in which calories are utilized to digest food, is part of your metabolism. It's a very small part, but it is a part. Additionally, we can gain muscle on a lower protein intake, but we shouldn't confuse that with not needing protein at all. An increased protein intake does appear to be favorable for body composition. Additionally, if you're doing any sort of physical activity, your protein requirements will increase because the process of exercising will increase protein turnover, meaning you're increasing protein degradation. So when you eat protein, you need to eat more protein to make up for this protein loss during exercise. And it's true that people do not need to fear a protein deficiency. However, an increased protein consumption oftentimes helps with better body composition. Additionally, it's better to be as far away from protein deficiency as you can. And if you want to learn more about how to take control of your health and energy, and avoid a lot of the misinformation on the internet, send me a DM to sign up for coaching.